They call it reality TV, but when the lights go out, the real show starts. In court, contestants sue producers, producers sue contestants, and sometimes the drama turns into million-dollar verdicts. Chapter 1. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Sometimes the most explosive drama on a reality show doesn't come from the plot. It comes from the cast's mouths. In 2013, Brandi Glanville, known for her no-filter presence on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, made an offhand, highly crude comment about fellow reality star Joanna Krupa during a late-night talk show appearance. The remark wasn't part of Real Housewives itself, but it was tied directly to Glanville's reality TV persona, and the clip went viral. Krupa, a cast member on The Real Housewives of Miami, didn't just brush it off as reality TV trash talk. She filed a defamation lawsuit in Florida, claiming Glanville's statements caused serious damage to her reputation, emotional distress, and even personal relationships. This wasn't just about gossip. It was about the legal line between opinion and false statements presented as fact. Over the next few years, the case became its own media spectacle, with both women trading public jabs while their lawyers wrangled in court. Glanville argued it was all a joke, part of her brand of humor. Krupa argued it was malicious and crossed a legal boundary. In 2017, after 4 years of litigation, the two reached a confidential settlement. The terms were never disclosed, but the lawsuit served as a cautionary tale for reality stars. The First Amendment protects free speech, but not if a court decides your words were false and harmful enough to be defamation. It also highlighted a unique feature of reality TV legal disputes. The on-screen persona is inseparable from the off-screen individual. A single comment made outside the show but fueled by its drama can ignite a lawsuit that lasts longer than the season itself. Chapter 2. Bachelor in Paradise. In 2017, production on Bachelor in Paradise, a summer spin-off of the Bachelor franchise, came to an abrupt halt just days into filming. Reports leaked that 2 contestants, Corinne Olympios and Demario Jackson, had been involved in a sexual encounter during filming, and concerns were raised about whether consent could have been freely given in the presence of alcohol and cameras. Warner Brothers, the production company, suspended filming to investigate. The incident became national news almost instantly. Gossip sites ran with unverified claims, painting both contestants in an extremely negative light. For producers, the stakes were massive. There were potential legal claims for workplace safety violations, negligence, and even sexual assault liability. For the contestants, reputations were on the line, leading to potential defamation and emotional distress claims. After a review, Warner Brothers announced it found no evidence of misconduct and resumed production, but not before making sweeping changes to filming rules. These included limits on alcohol, stricter monitoring of intimate interactions, and enhanced consent protocols. Corinne issued a statement calling herself a victim of the environment created by the show, while Demario publicly maintained his innocence and condemned the way the media treated him. Although no formal lawsuit was filed in this case, the legal implications were clear. Reality TV producers have a duty to maintain a safe work environment, even in a setting designed for romance, competition, and drama. The case also underscored how quickly a reputational crisis can erupt, and how the court of public opinion often moves faster than the legal system. The controversy left a lasting mark on reality TV production, proving that unscripted doesn't mean unregulated, and that safety and consent are now legal priorities, not afterthoughts. Chapter 3. Duck Dynasty. When Duck Dynasty premiered on A&E in 2012, it became an instant hit, turning the Robertson family, owners of the Duck Commander duck call business, into household names. The show pulled in millions of viewers, and the merchandising machine went into overdrive. T-shirts, hunting gear, books, DVDs, and even branded wine. But as the brand expanded, so did legal tensions over who owned what. Behind the scenes, disputes emerged between the cast, the family's business entities, and outside companies over intellectual property rights and royalties. Some agreements had been made before the show exploded in popularity, giving production companies and licensing partners a bigger cut than the Robertsons believed was fair. Others involved trademark registrations, who had the right to use the Duck Commander or Duck Dynasty name on certain products, and who could profit from the booming merchandise sales. While much of the litigation was resolved quietly or in arbitration, as is common with reality TV contracts, The disputes highlighted a critical legal reality. Fame changes the value of a brand overnight, but contracts signed before fame often lock people into long-term deals they later regret. Intellectual property law, especially trademark ownership and licensing agreements, became the battlefield. The Duck Dynasty merchandising disputes also revealed how reality TV is as much a business as it is entertainment. The show's fan base was loyal, but loyalty didn't prevent legal fights over millions in royalties. For reality TV stars, the lesson is clear. If you have a brand, protect it early and negotiate for a fair share of any merchandising before the cameras start rolling. In the end, the Robertsons kept control of their core brand, but only after legal wrangling that could have easily sunk a less savvy group of reality stars. Chapter 4. The Apprentice. In 2016, Summer Zervos, a former contestant on The Apprentice, accused Donald Trump, then a presidential candidate, of sexual misconduct, alleging that he groped and kissed her without consent years earlier. Trump denied the allegations publicly and forcefully, calling Zervos a liar and suggesting she fabricated the story for fame or political motives. Zervos didn't stop at speaking to the press. She filed a defamation lawsuit in New York, claiming Trump's denials and public attacks damaged her reputation, caused emotional distress, and led to harassment from his supporters. The suit argued that Trump's statements went beyond protected political speech and crossed into false reputation-harming claims presented as fact. The case became a high-profile legal showdown, not only because of the defendant's political position, but also because it raised thorny legal issues. Trump's lawyers initially argued that a sitting president couldn't be sued in state court, a claim the courts rejected. The litigation dragged on for years, navigating motions, appeals, and discovery battles. In 2021, after Trump left office, Zervos abruptly dropped the lawsuit without a settlement, saying she wanted to move on with her life. No money exchanged hands and no ruling was made on the merits of her defamation claim. The case stands out as an example of how reality TV can be just the starting point for a much bigger legal battle. Zervos' connection to The Apprentice was the reason the two ever met. But once the allegations became public, the legal dispute was no longer about the show. It was about reputation, power, and the reach of defamation law. For reality TV participants, it's a reminder that the notoriety gained from a show can follow you for years, and public statements made in response to allegations can have serious legal consequences. Chapter 5. The Legal Claims. Reality TV blends entertainment with real people's lives, which makes it a magnet for legal trouble. Defamation tops the list. Contestants have sued over edits or statements that they say falsely portray them as liars, cheaters, or worse. Then there's workplace safety. Contestants and crew members sometimes work long hours in extreme conditions or perform stunts without proper precautions, leading to injury claims. Invasion of privacy is another flashpoint. Just because someone signs a release doesn't mean producers can expose deeply personal information in a way that's legally safe. Breach of contract disputes are common too. Contestants may claim they weren't paid what they were promised, or that producers broke promises about how they'd be portrayed. Fraud and misrepresentation round out the list. This happens when participants allege that producers misled them about the nature of the show, the prizes, or the conditions they'd face. In all of these cases, the tension lies in the gap between what's in the contract and how things actually play out. The bottom line, reality TV isn't lawless. The same legal standards that apply in workplaces, media, and business deals also apply on set, and sometimes they're even harder to navigate in front of a camera. Chapter 6. What about waivers? Reality TV contracts almost always include sweeping waivers, where contestants agree not to sue over injuries, portrayals, or emotional distress. On paper, it can look like producers are untouchable. In reality, those waivers have limits. Courts generally won't enforce them if the harm results from gross negligence, intentional misconduct, or violations of law. For example, if a stunt is so dangerous that it crosses the line into recklessness, or if a producer deliberately edits footage to create a false, reputation-damaging narrative, a waiver may not save them. Contestants often sign these agreements under time pressure and without legal advice, making them vulnerable. Knowing the boundaries of what a waiver can and can't cover is crucial before stepping in front of the cameras. Reality TV is marketed as unscripted entertainment, but when the cameras stop, the stakes can be higher than any season finale. Lawsuits over defamation, safety, privacy, and money prove that the reality doesn't end with the show. It just changes venues to a courtroom. For viewers, it's easy to laugh at the drama. For the people involved, it's a legal and financial battle that can last years. The next time a headline pops up about your favorite reality star lawyering up, remember, what looks like entertainment to you might be someone else's fight for reputation, safety, or a fair deal. Thanks for joining us today at Due Process Daily. Throw us a like and consider subscribing to the channel to help us grow.